Yeah.
So let's start talking about the cost of Wara, which is write once, run anywhere.
Sounds like the cost of war.
So the execution time is significantly slower than C, C++ due to the overhead of the Java virtual machine. So modern implementations of the language have attempted to correct this, and despite what some snooty guy that thinks that he's some awesome mathematician says, a lot of people still have problems with the speed.
Yeah.
You know, even though some people say mathematically you really can't tell the difference between C and Java. Well, yes, you can.
Well, mathematically, you can't tell the difference between a man and a woman.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. You probably could mathematically. I don't know.
Historically, Java had problems with bugs. I mean, come on. You guys remember back in the day when you would get like your web browser would crash all the time?
Or even a Java Swing app.
Yeah.
You'd bring that thing up and click a button and it'd be like,
well, even Java written applications that I use to this very day in my job are not stable.
Even on like Unix.
Yeah.
I know you've run across a couple Java apps in Unix, like, you know, through X Windows and stuff, and you're like, what the hell is this?
Yep. This has significantly improved over time, but Brian and I, throughout our professional careers, have a stain in our hearts from Java programs.
And I'm sure it's getting better. I'm sure it's good.
Maybe.
Well, you'll see.
But here's one thing that Brian and I have always had a problem with, is like, we don't believe the cross-platform sales pitch, because we've seen so many instances where this has not worked as sold.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
Well, and the other thing, too, because a Java virtual machine is only going to support a certain version of the SDK. And so they just don't have enough time to redistribute all of the Java virtual machines every time they come out with the new SDK version. Mm-hmm. It's just not enough time, especially when you get into J2ME and some of the mobile stuff and some of the this here and that there.
Or if you work in like an environment where you have like a closed down environment where you're like running maybe a Unix server that probably is still running
and you
version 1.1. Yeah, right.
So the problem is you can't execute, it won't even let you. It'll just say, I'm sorry, your Java virtual machine's too old. And you'll be like, can you even try and see if you can run it? It's like, no, I'm not even trying, man.
Yeah.
It wants this newer version. So it does cause a lot of problems when you actually get into like the reality of making something cross-platform compatible. And sometimes I found it's actually easier to write something in C, C++ and recompile it for the different platforms.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Well, you know, there are some Java fanatics.
I wrote it on the Android and it's not running on my Unix machine. I don't understand why. It runs in Windows, but I can't run it on my BlackBerry. I don't get it. Like, it just doesn't work that way. I'm sorry.
There is a very strong divide on this issue because there are some Java fanatics that say if it's not written in Java, it's not written properly. I've heard people say that to me before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
But there are also people that when you have this exact same conversation with them, they will, to the death, say that you're wrong. Maybe they just haven't seen it. But I don't know how people have not seen it. You and I have seen it a lot of times.
Yeah.
How no one else could have seen this, I have no idea.
Because they're blind, I tell you, they're blind.
They're blind!
Damn dirty Java. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
You're talking about the wrong tutorial. That was the other one.
Yeah, true. So it's our opinion that here at Wiba.net studio thing that Java belongs in the same lineage as C and C++ because it inherited many of the elements of program structure and syntax from C and C++. And although these languages aren't used for all of the same purpose, they kind of can be. So C inspired C++ and Objective-C. C++ and Objective-C inspired Java and C#.
Although more C++ than Objective-C.
Yeah, but there's definitely a very clear line from C, C++, the idea of Objective-C, to Java, and then Microsoft saying, oh, we gotta do something too. Here, C#, ta-da!
Visual Basic is dying? How could this possibly happen?
Yeah. Well, you like Java because it's close to C++? Well, we'll do like C+++. That'll confuse people. What about like C asterisk? No. What about like C#? Okay, that it's like C, C++, C#. People just think it's right in the lineage.
Yeah.
And we'll just circumvent the idea of Java altogether. I don't know.
They tried.